Hi everyone, this is Dawn. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make a few cards with the Pinwheel die. This is the thin cut, and we're going to be using a variety of papers from Aurora and Blue Skies and a sticker from the Stitched Together stickers. So I've got some of the UV coated cardstock from Blue Skies, and we're going to start with Aurora. So you need to make sure that the paper that you choose, that you like both sides of it, because the Pinwheel is going to show both sides of the cardstock. So I'm putting my thin cut down on the side of the paper that's going to be kind of the inside portion of the Pinwheel. And I'm cutting it out. And then if you take a piercing tool or a pokey tool and put it through the center hole, first make sure that you've got your brad ready to grab. And then you just kind of thread the little holes at the ends of your pinwheel onto your piercing tool to get everything lined up. And then you just hold it really tight so that you keep that hole there, and then you take your brad and push it on through, and then bend your legs back on your brad. And I kind of press it down just a little bit because it's going to go in an envelope, so it's going to need to press down anyway. So, okay, let's cut out another one, and you have to work a little harder with this thicker cardstock to bend everything to make your pinwheel, but once you get the hang of it, it'll work. So again, you put your piercing tool through the center hole, and then you take the holes at the ends of each of the wings of the pinwheel and thread them on through. And I kind of squash everything together, and then you push that brad through the center and bend those legs back. Okay, so now we have our pinwheels made, and we can start building our card. Okay, so this is the arrow design on the Aurora paper. I'm cutting off that zip strip and kind of looking at the back, deciding what I want to put on my card. So I'm cutting that at an A2 size. It's going to be the base of my card. It's 5.25 by, or excuse me, 5.5 by 4.25. And now I'm deciding what I'm going to put the pinwheel on. And I finally decided on this grid paper from the Blue Skies collection, just the grid. So I'm making sure that I'm cutting my piece to put my pinwheel on off just the grid pattern, and I'm saving that other portion of that piece of paper, the design, for something else. Okay, so I'm going to back that with some peacock cardstock to just kind of give it some definition and pop between that, between my grid paper and the arrow paper. And I'm deciding on size there. I think it's just a little bit too big because I want to see more of those arrows on the Aurora paper. So I'm going to trim off about 1/16 of an inch off of both those pieces, so it's a little bit smaller. Okay, that's better. Okay, so then I was figuring out what to do for the I don't know what you call it, the stick portion of the pinwheel, and I decided on that zip strip to put down. And now I'm going to do my sentiment. I'm using the happy little banner from the Stitched Together set, and then I'm going to make this a Father's Day card because it's kind of masculine colors, and I'm going to be needing one soon. So I'm using the Father's Day sentiment from the Stitched Together card making stamp set. So this one's a new one, so I had to season that stamp. I'm using a microfiber cloth and then just stamping it off on some scratch paper before I get ready to stamp it down on some white daisy cardstock. And I'm just going to fussy cut this, stamping a couple just in case. It's always good to have extra. I keep those little extra ones that I stamp in the same envelope as my stamp set. So I'm just going to fussy cut this one. Usually when I fussy cut, I leave a little white border, but this is a solid image, so I went ahead and trimmed it right up to the edge. Okay, so let's start building our card, and I'm just going to layer everything using Bonding Memories broad tip glue pen. I'm not going to pop anything with foam tape because the pinwheel on the card gives it a lot of dimension, so I want to keep everything pretty flat. So now I'm just layering everything together. Pretty simple with an even border all the way around. So all of these supplies are available in the current catalog, and it's the May-June catalog. And they are available in my online store, and the URL to that is in the upper right corner. And I will put links in the description below of all the supplies that I'm using, so you can go there and make your purchase. So I decided to trim that zip strip down to 3 inches. And then I'm just kind of figuring out where everything's going to go on my card. And I'm attaching the pinwheel itself with glue dots. And if you want to make this an actual pinwheel that turns, you can punch a hole in that base, the base paper behind the pinwheel, and then thread your brad through it. And then if you popped it with foam tape, you can make it a pinwheel that turns. However, it will be a card that has a lot of dimension, and so it would be tricky to put through the mail. So just keep that in mind. So that's my finished card, and here are a couple of close-up shots of that one. I think it turned out really nice. I like it. Okay, let's make another one. I made 3 pinwheels, but I didn't film the red one, so I'll just show some still shots at the end. So I'm kind of choosing my papers. I want to use that background paper from Blue Skies as my base for my card, and then I found a zip strip from one of those Blue Skies papers that was had some evergreen, or maybe some, I can't remember what color it is, green apple dots on sapphire. Yeah, green apple dots on sapphire on the zip strip. So I'm cutting down my that background paper, and I'm kind of looking at the words and trying to cut it so that at least something can be seen once I get that layering piece on my card. And in retrospect, I probably shouldn't have worried about it because you kind of can't really see anything, except you can see the good, but the word good. But I shouldn't have, I didn't need to be quite so picky and just cut the paper. So anyway, I'm layering my card just like I did the other one. And the flip side of that paper with all the words on it has little sunshine icons scattered around on it. So I'm going to use that on the next card because I really like that yellow paper. Okay, so I'm layering everything with Bonding Memories, and I'm going to trim my zip strip down to 3 inches. And this is some of the UV coated Blue Skies paper. And I'm trimming that down. That will be the base behind my pinwheel. And then I'm trimming some sapphire paper as a frame around that piece. And it's the same design as the other card. Okay, so now we'll get everything layered. And then my sentiment. So I'm bringing in the Aurora. This is the workshop for card making, and it's got a sentiment that says sending smiles across the miles, and then that thin cut and the banner. So I thought I would use that for my sentiment on this card. So this is the banner, and this is a new set to me, so I'm seasoning it with a microfiber cloth. Sorry, it's off camera. And you just rub it until it kind of looks cloudy. And then I'm taking some scratch paper and stamping it several times to get it ready. Okay, so I'm going to stamp the frame portion in sapphire. And then I'll do the same thing with the sentiment. I'll have to season that and get it ready. And then I'm going to stamp that in green apple. I think my next project is going to be that Aurora card making workshop. So I'll have to make a video. The cards in that workshop are really cool. Okay, so I'm stamping my sentiment, and that's ready to go. And then I'm going to bring my big shot in so I can cut it out. Looking for a new piece of purple tape. Oh, that's my dog. I told her no talking, but okay, so now we can start building the card. And again, I'm not going to pop any of this with foam tape like I usually do for my cards, just to keep the dimension down a bit. Okay, and with this UV coated paper, wet glue is kind of tricky to use, so I'm bringing in Tombow, a tape runner, to attach the stick portion of the pinwheel to the card. And then I will attach the pinwheel with glue dots again. And I am going to pop the little banner with thin foam tape, just because it attaches a lot easier to that UV coating. All right. And that's my card. Okay, so here's some close-up shots, and then I'll have some shots of the card that I made with the red pinwheel. So I appreciate you taking some time today and watching my video. If you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, please hit that subscribe button. I would really appreciate it. And thanks for watching.